What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Oceania AI only battle. I hope you're enjoying the action so far. Or do we? There was action last episode. We're getting there. We're getting towards turn 300 anyway. We continue on. We did see a city fall last episode, of course, and this continues. But hopefully we get a little bit more today. It seems like there's going to be some peace deals with Banuba. That means they will be maybe a bit more focused on certain enemies, such as the original one, the Muri. Maybe it's going to be a rough time for them. We'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, there's other little battles going on. Brunei, not really doing well. I mean, it doesn't matter if really, in the grand scheme of things, if they take the city or not, but you'd think they'd have maybe had a bit more of an effort. It says they had, I think they had 4th biggest military last episode, it said, for Brunei. I'm questioning that internally. I'm not sure. I don't know where these units are. They only have about 10 units, so unless they're all worth a lot. I mean, there's a few more there, I guess, but still. And they have just got the Great Firewall, which of course will guarantee their tech lead. Nothing will be being stolen, so they will at least keep that tech lead, I would say, now until they reach the end, or turn 80. This submarine, where was that submarine? Oh, it's moved now. New South Wales had this submarine surrounded. They're not at war, but still intimidating. If you're in the Singapore submarine, that is, I guess. Still not seeing any offshore oil wells. That might change, maybe. Seeing some bigger air forces. Singapore is really stacking up on units. But I say that, they have a lot of archaeologists, so it looks like they're stacked up. They're not really. But there we go. Some big news though. Banuba is embargoed. We saw that's about 1/3 of their income probably gone. So not a huge disaster. And Buddhism did not pass, which was as expected because it is not the #1 religion. I've already forgotten which one it was, which is bad. Who was it? 49. New South Wales' religion, Shinto, is actually the most popular. Although I guess it could have gone the other way. It depends, because New South Wales have the most cities, but then it's not, the votes aren't decided by number of cities, so it could have obviously, if 10 different civs had Buddhism, then maybe it could have happened. That would have probably been enough, but yeah, in this case, no. It wasn't anyway, so it doesn't matter. Singapore has made a move. Okay, they are going for something against Vietnam. I feel this won't be alone again. Similar to what we saw with the Muri v Banuba. Obviously slightly different, but I'm going to throw my guess in here. Singapore is the 8th biggest military. Actually, okay, never mind. Vietnam is 12th. I thought Vietnam was going to be above them, but no, that is it's a 130k advantage for Singapore. But of course, someone like a Laos, who sits even higher up that list in 3rd place, will probably be watching very, very closely to see what's going on. Banuba and Brunei, it won't let me. Oh, it's not finished yet, that's why. I was like, why won't it let me get rid of these? Brunei and Banuba, peace out. So yeah, that's over. But they will. There's probably some good news for Banuba. Just another civ, not. I was gonna say plundering trade, but again, I don't have trade anymore after last turn. But not picking off your units with submarines and stuff like that, and being annoying. So again, just somewhere else. I mean, basically, they don't have to defend this city as much. They've probably got to defend it for a little bit longer from these units. I mean, the destroyer is the only one that will take the city, though, potentially. So they should be fine. Oh, this city could go to Australia. There's somewhat of a road. Very haphazardly being built along here. I'm guessing this was like an Australian worker maybe building the road initially, and then they got captured or something. Actually, I don't know. Just a random stretch of railroad. But there we go. There's some more here as well. I'm guessing Australia or someone maybe started building it and then got attacked and ran away or whatever. But there's a lot of units here, so we might see some more railroads get built up in the near future. This city, yeah, I mean, I was going to say it should go. There's no melee units, so it may take some time for these guys to get over here, and they don't look like they're heading in the right direction, but hopefully they'll come over. Yeah, Banuba's starting to build up a bit of an army here. Could be another attempt against the Muri coming soon. Right, Singapore, is this going to go well? I don't see it going too well, but may at least weaken Vietnam a bit, as Banuba also gets a peace deal with Burma. Again, just another, makes sea travel a little bit safer. Laos is sending out more settlers. I don't know where exactly they're going, but they're going somewhere. We already saw them come and grab a huge bit of territory here. 3 cities, an island, and these 2, and another bit here on the west of Aceh. So they're definitely not afraid to risk annoying other civs with their land aspirations. Actually, yeah, that's pretty huge. 4 cities there. They have 3 here, so that's 7. I don't know if they have any more. Oh yeah, they have 2 more here, so that's 9 outside of sort of their original location, and they have a lot here, so maybe they are still a bigger contender than I was giving them credit for. And oh, Ngarrindjeri, we're obviously at war with Banuba as well, snuck in, stole away Australia's city there for themselves along the south coast. The Kulin and Muri are moving their planes around a lot. I think they're aware of what might be coming their way. Here, we see this. We'll see if the Muri can continue to mount a good defense. They have so far. I mean, this artillery unit is not in a good spot, so hopefully they can withstand that. Motu seems to be doing okay after losing this city. They're not going to get it back, but none of their other cities under a huge amount of pressure right now, so I imagine this war will probably come to an ending some point soon. Oh, there is a city next to Igorot, and that is Vietnam arriving. We'll see if that annoys Igorot, but there we go, right in there. I mean, they've left this island for 260 turns. They probably didn't want it anyway, but when someone settles there, it tends to look a little bit nicer, a little bit more. You think, oh, why didn't we do that? Or we were going to do that next turn. Of course you were. But, I mean, Lao might be about to join that race as well. Okay, this city is under a bit of damage, but certainly I wouldn't say enough to fall. There's a couple of older planes and some naval units. But yeah, you have to think that Lao is surely watching, thinking about it at the very least. I don't know, maybe they're friends or something, but you have to wonder. Maybe they're just considering, pondering, especially if Singapore, I mean, at the very least they'll slow them down, their recovery after that attack against Burma, but they could even you know, weaken them, and that would certainly play into Lao, who I think had 3rd biggest army, to get involved. Yep, Lao there in 3rd. Banuba's down in 5th now. The Maori up in 4th. Brunei has dropped to 8th. There are so many civs with a pretty decent sized army here. New South Wales has got to 1 million, and their total population is only 79 million, so that's 1 in every 79 people in the army. There you go. Some basic maths for us. We've achieved that today. It's all good. Brunei now at 111 million. That takes it. Yeah, between these 3, there's 300, 380. I think we're probably getting towards the billion total across the region now, which probably more than there is in, I don't know actually. Maybe more, maybe not. Indonesia's pretty big, isn't it? 300 million sort of people in real life. I'm guessing there's probably a similar amount in all of Southeast Asia. And then I don't know how many people live in Australia, I'll be honest. I feel like it's got to be more than the UK, because it's a lot bigger. But at the same time, it's probably not a lot more, because it's very spread out. Let's find out. Population of Oceania. 43 million. That doesn't include Southeast Asia or Indonesia, I think. Well, yeah, no, that's just Australia and New Zealand. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Australia only has 25 million people in it. don't know, they've censored it. But Australia population and everything but population comes up. No, 25 million. Wow, that's less than California. There you go. That is a lot in California. But yeah, the UK is, I think, a similar size to California as well, and we have even more. So there you go. Did not expect that. I wonder what the density like ratio is. The UK is very, very packed. There you go. That's the answer. That's all we've learned from this. I guess a lot of Australia is a desert. I mean, it makes sense, but I thought there would have been. I thought there still would have been more. I mean, it's a lot bigger. But yeah, that's pretty wild that it's like just under a third. No, just under a third. The UK's like 70 mil maybe. So there you go. More we know. Maybe we should just move to Australia. Actually, no. Creatures. Maybe somewhere else. Maybe New Zealand. A few less spiders and snakes and whatever else. I can't believe that. I'm blown away, Australians. There's only 25 million of you. I mean, just think relatively. This is obviously not how the world works, but you know, there's 1 billion people plus in China. So what's that? That's like 20 to 1. 40. It's 1.3 billion, isn't it? So that's like 52 to 1 population. That's pretty wild. Again, most of it's a desert, kind of understandable. I'm sure we could figure something out to fix it. Like, I'm sure there's a way to make a place not a desert. Just put a big roof over it, and then there'll just be shade. Giant roof with mirrors. There we go. We've solved the climate. Actually, that would be, it would all be dark. That might not quite work. Does Australia have more than 25 million in this? The actual civ? Ooh, 43. There you go. This little Australia has more. And I mean, New South Wales has 80 million. So there we go. But this is definitely a overcrowded Australian continent. Sorry, we're just rambling. We're just trying to get to turn 300. We'll get there in the end. Banuba still has the most crop yield out of the desert, which is still pretty impressive. I guess they have islands now too, but so do New South Wales. Well, it's just an interesting stat. I just want to pick a random one and try and go like super in depth on it. Equal amount of cities there, 28 for the top two. Ngarrindjeri doing much better than I'm giving them credit for. It's because not much happens with them involved, really. They border Australia. They've done nothing really since that war right at the beginning where nothing happened. And then the other side is just empty. So it's hard to give them much screen time. What else have we got? Tourism, not as dominant as it used to be in Brunei, but still just about twice as much as second, and certainly twice as much as anyone else or more. But some of those others starting to make a bit of progress. Brunei and Australia in the background have joined against Vietnam. We are of course looking for Laos to be sort of the main one. But there we go. Burma, the only civ losing money right now. And Banuba did grab a city. Oh, is this one? Oh no. These guys. Oh, I thought they were doing so well, the Anangu. But there you go. That's what I said, is they get more peace deals, Banuba, and probably better technology as well. They're gonna start to pick off some of these smaller enemies, and these guys might be the first to really suffer. I mean, look at this. This is a bit unfair. Riflemen, paratroopers. Okay, the Khmer and Ngarrindjeri now joining the war against Vietnam. Singapore's pretty much been completely deterred. But yeah, it is Laos. Laos is the one we have our eyes on that would really cause Vietnam some issues. Vietnam have a lot of units in Lao territory, so that might not happen anyway. Kulin now joining. Vietnam is obviously the new enemy of the world. The Muri as well, those two. Over in the corner of Western Australia, they've had enough. Igorot, well that was, I sense that one coming with this city. Again, Igorot do not have a ton of units, but at the same time this is pretty unprotected, so they've probably got a chance if they make a landing, send this battleship, use their one plane. They've just been living in relative isolation. I can understand why Vietnam coming here may have annoyed them a little bit. Although Laos could potentially join them. It looks like they'll end up maybe here in the north of Brunei's island. I'll keep an eye on it. And they have more settlers. They just keep them coming, Laos. They're just getting anything they can. Who knows? There's still time. 37 turns. I wouldn't put it past them to take a lead. I don't think it's impossible. Particularly because there's such a divide in the stats between what New South Wales is good at and what Brunei are good at. They win different categories and lose different categories, and it's not like the usual 1 and 2 kind of in everything and swap over occasionally. This is one civ is number 1 in half the things and not even in the top 10 on the other half, and Brunei then is the other opposite. They're number 1 in a lot of the other things and not in the top 10 for the things, or not. I don't know. We'll see. I'm obviously biased. My pick. Banuba and the Muri, peace out. So the Muri are okay. Burma and Vietnam, peace out. So that's... I didn't even know that was still going on, but any risk there is over. And Motu is the next civ to join against Vietnam. But they've, of course, got their own issues with the Wagi at the moment. And we'll see. And it looks like maybe the Maori as well. I'm not sure. But we can see this city here already taking some damage, and if that goes, you could sense that maybe Motu would start to collapse at that point. It happens a lot. Civ's just sort of falling apart when it goes wrong. Singapore denounces New South Wales. A bomber there. Atomic bombs are definitely rarer than we thought they'd be. I don't even think New South Wales has one. Maybe they don't feel they... Oh no, they do. There you go. They have one. Just the one though. Pretty limited. I don't know if Banuba has that kind of tech yet. They do have a bomber. They were behind for a long time. No, they have some fighters and bombers, but no atomic bomb. The Kulin probably don't. Brunei, another one. I think they have jet fighters and stealth bombers, which is in very high tech. But again, they do not haven't built any nukes. City is under threat as Banuba retake the city again. They also pieced out with the Kulin, so that's another... Yeah, now they don't have to focus on the Muri and the Kulin. That is, well, doom for these Australian units that were pushing through the mountains, but more importantly, yeah, these guys, the Anangu, in some real trouble. Who else? The Wagi definitely have nukes. I mean... I guess maybe they were just scared of Motu, or were planning to use them against Motu, one or the other. I'm not sure if anyone else does. It's kind of cool when there's like a random civ has one. It makes it interesting. There you go, Aceh has one. That makes it interesting. Oh my goodness, no way. While it was owned by Banuba, Nagarin Jerry snuck in and took it. I'm sure they'll probably lose it again, but... Never mind. The Khmer has joined the Maori and gone freedom. Of course, it is now just the Khmer new home in Australia, which is probably going to be surrounded one day. These borders will eventually get cut off, I'd imagine, by New South Wales and Anangu, although maybe not, because New South Wales have a lot more directions to grow, as do these guys, whereas the Khmer will exclusively grow in this direction. So maybe not. Maybe not too bad. Vietnam doing okay at the moment. Did Laos have an atomic bomb? No. They don't either. So what is it? Just Aceh, New South Wales and Wagi. That's it. That's quite impressive. Actually, I don't know. Maybe one of these civs too as well. I didn't look down here. Do you have one? Nope. Those are very old planes. Okay, yeah, just those two. And maybe the Maori. I haven't looked at them. But again, it's looking like a no. Well done, Aceh. That's quite an impressive... That's a huge advantage to have. I mean, if it was real life, I guess maybe a huge advantage. I don't know if they'd ever use it here, but they've not been in any meaningful wars really for the entire game, so be unlikely. But maybe it offers them some protection from, say, a Singapore. That's when we just get to like Burma and they just have like 50 just stacked up. But no, that is not the case. Brunei is... Oh, I didn't think of this when Brunei attacked Vietnam. They're going after these cities on their island, mainly the one in the south, so I guess they've come around. Not really using their air force too efficiently just yet, but they are trying. How did they... Oh, they came very close. They're not quite there. Maybe next time we'll see the Wagi take another city here, which will again be a big blow to Motu. I think that'll drop them down to 3 cities, and this one's starting to at least have their units that get in the water certainly being picked off. Yeah, once you start to cripple their navy as well, it's not looking great for Motu, and Wagi could be very strong if they were to take them out. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.